We have moved north from the Knik Glacier and have found a camp in an old gold claim in Hatcher's Pass. Through the night, a weather system has rolled in, and it's looking like we might be in for it today.
I think today will be a day of instruction. Teaching. The first thing we're going to teach is how to stack boots out of the rain. I woke up this morning and stepped out and I saw 3 young men's boots sitting out in the weather. I'm going to have to stake these down too. So we'll show them how to keep their boots out in the weather and the rain when they can't put them inside. And then some other stuff. Well, this morning we are going to put you through a rappelling school. Have you ever been rappelling before?
I mean, not just to teenage girls, I mean just in general.
On a rock wall, not set up in the wild, but so you've been at a climbing gym. Have you guys been to a climbing gym and stuff?
Yeah.
So you've come down on a rope, but have you ever set up a rope outside and gone down a cliff? Cool. Well, you're in good hands. Dr. John, Ryan, myself, done a lot of this stuff over the years and taught it. So no better day to do it than in the rain, in the middle of nowhere. You guys up for it?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Maybe rappelling in the cold rain doesn't sound like a good idea, but John and Ryan have 20 years of experience between the two of them, and plenty of knowledge to ensure everyone's safety. Plus, what would Expedition Overland be without pushing the limits just a little bit? Cyrus volunteers to go first. This is his first rappel outside of a climbing gym. These challenges in the backcountry allow for calculated struggles, where the young guys are able to overcome and build confidence. It's a small lesson that hopefully they can pull into other areas of their life.
Well, hold on 1 second. Look at your carabiner here. You want to straighten that all out before you put weight on. Okay, there you go.
Cyrus!
Peter is up next and demonstrates confidence on the ropes. Dan finishes out the morning as the rain continues to pour through camp.
Now we both have a piece of safety gear here.
That was awesome. It was really, really fun. When they were talking about possibly rappelling this morning, I didn't really think they were serious. But that's the awesome thing about being with this crew, is you get to do awesome things like this and learn. But yeah, that was great experience.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That's the awesome part. Man, that is awesome. So awesome.
It looked really awesome over
Man,
there.
it was awesome.
In an awesome spot.
Do you think that was awesome, Cyrus?
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was awesome.
Expedition Overland's The Last Frontier is presented by General Tire and the Grabber X3. Anywhere is possible. And Toyota, the official vehicle provider of Overland. And in association with Patriot Campers and PCOR Systems. While we were packing up the rappel gear, a gust came through camp, and it has mangled our awning.
On the rainy day, our rain cover broke, our awning.
It's my fault, as I failed to do it myself or give a direct request for it to be tied down.
At least one hinge and maybe another part on it.
This is a good lesson for all of us. I mean, I am guilty because I was sitting here thinking, oh, we got to stake this down. and I didn't do it. And this is such a critical piece of gear to have in Alaska. Lesson learned. Well, lesson has to be dealt with now. Learn the lesson, then you still got to deal with the consequence.
And as they say, when it rains, it pours. We have also discovered that the trailer plug at the bumper has been destroyed from the Kinnick adventure.
I need to fix the trailer plug, which I'm pretty sure we pulled off in one of our extreme articulations coming out of the Kinnick Glacier. So we pulled that off. This end disappeared in the Kinnick. So I'm going to rebuild it before we drive back down the mountain in the slime. There's a notch, or a rail there and a notch on this side, so it goes in this orientation. So now I just got to figure out which wire goes to which one of these terminals in this orientation. So I got somebody in the truck, and I'm going to go process of elimination. The easiest way is to do the blinkers first because they're unique. So I'm going to have them step on the left brake, turn on the left blinker. 6 o'clock.
Having this repaired will allow us to adjust the TowPro to off-road mode and regulate the trailer brakes, a major safety benefit in these conditions.
We need trailer brakes getting down here. It is essential. Brake! No brake! Okay, we got off-road mode. Okay, Ryan, we're good.
Okay! Right turn signal! Anybody back there? Confirm? Let's go down the mountain.
Now that we are fully soaked, it's time to pack up camp. Maybe we'll be able to get into some dry socks and take a break from the pouring rain and sticky mud as we head down the mountain.
Oh, no bueno.
All right, I'm going to back out of here. Backing out of here, it is a slimy mess.
Now there are two obvious ways to get yourself out of this situation. One is the skinny pedal, and violently spinning your tires to clear mud and grab new material. After all, that's the way a mud terrain style tire is designed to work. However, in this situation, that comes with a high risk of tearing up your truck, especially in an off-cambered and deep rutted terrain.
I thought we were leaving camp.
There's that old saying that climbing down the mountain is still climbing the mountain. Exactly. Man, this thing is a soupy, slick, snotty mess.
I think if you're not a driver, you should suit up and get ready to throw Mack tracks everywhere.
This is a special kind of mud. Even attempts with the dual lockers are ineffective. It looks like those dry socks will have to wait. Getting out of here is going to take time and help from the entire team. Peter, Dan, and Cyrus have the messiest job of laying down a series of max tracks, which is the only way we'll get out of this pig pen. I finally have Adigan turned around and out of the worst of the mud. Now, only 2 more trucks to go.
This is that slippy mud that sticks to your tires and then just makes you slide. Takes away all your traction.
Ooh,
Look
wow.
at it.
Oh. Whoa!
Whoa!
It's situations like this where we have to remember that we're not out of the woods till we're out of the woods. Even the most seasoned overlander can get caught by surprise in a moment of complacency.
Good.
This is a good little problem set. I mean, this is like, oh, let's leave. Oh, no, just kidding.
Peter's going to be right up here, ready to drop a max trax where you need it. Just go real slow, just creep so we don't break friction. Go ahead and reach up. I want to try something. Go ahead and reach up to your crawl control. Set it to hard rock, because I don't want your tires to spin at all. Yep, just come off of it. Let that truck do its work. What do you think of that crawl control like that?
It's amazing. It feels too easy.
Yeah, it's a good, safe option for stuff like this.
All three trucks are out of the mud, and we're ready to head down the mountain and make a major push to the north, to Prudhoe Bay.
So we'll just push north, see what we can get done on the road while it rains.
It's funny how it starts out like this will just be a couple hours up there to the mine, can turn into like a 24-hour slugfest. Oh my goodness. Get out.
Tanner and I were in here a little earlier talking about how this was maybe one of our best campsites ever.
That's definitely one of our best. This was definitely something very special.
This is awesome.
We are at the Hilltop gas station, which is one of the last gas stations on the way up to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. So Prudhoe Bay is the very farthest end of the road that you can drive. It is also the very end or the very beginning of a Pan-American adventure, depending on which way you're coming from, either Argentina or from Alaska. And the fuel gets way expensive at the top because it's at the end of the road, right? And that's a fun thing to go do as an overlander. So we got a few guys here that want to start their Pan-American adventure over the years. And this is one of the harder sections to get. So if we can accomplish that for them, then we will. And just coming right up here, we're going to give them some ownership of this stretch of the road as well, so that it's their adventure. We're not just taking them up there to check their box. They're going to do it themselves. So you guys, as we discussed about this trip, really wanted to do this portion. So you're going to do this portion from this point on. So I want you to run the show.
And by we, is that like we, or is that like we?
More like we. More like
What are we having for dinner tonight, by the way?
Food.
We'll have to see.
Who's cooking breakfast?
Not me.
not me.
I'm a passenger.
I'm just along for the ride. I'll wipe the windows down if you tell me to.
Well, I'd say because Cyrus is in lead truck, you are lead navigator as well. Detailed navigation will be you, but basics when we're driving, where we're stopping for gas, that sort of thing, you're going to do checks like over the radio, just like what's everyone's fuel, what's vehicle status, that type of thing.
Yep, we got it.
You're leading from here, Si. Driving. Had this before where we've taken lead. And it was difficult to figure out telling other adults what to do. We'll get it this time perfectly fine.
Ready to finish this thing out?
If you're preparing to drive the Dalton Highway, let it be known that it's a push. It's a long way in, one way out road that takes many, many hours to drive. Good fuel range, a few audiobooks, lots of snacks, and a good buddy that you can enter total delirium with is a must.
Alright, so we'll probably push you here. Thank you. Thanks for letting me come.
What are you doing? Yeah, he did. Not too bad.
It's like more.
Oh, we got our first rock chip. Son of a
Did it
gun.
really?
Yeah, right there. Ah!
Rock chip report. We got one. Darn it.
Looking at Dan.
It's pretty amazing that I finally get to be at this sign. That's mainly what I wanted to get to, was the sign, just because I saw my dad and his old crew in 2013. So it's pretty amazing that I get to be here too.
And us coming into the Arctic Circle is a pretty special thing, and this map really illustrates how little of the world is within this small circle of an area. So it's a special thing to come here, and really exciting because we're getting closer and closer to the Arctic Sea, or the Arctic Ocean and the Beaufort Sea. That's what I really look forward to.
We are here, and at one time, John and I reached here, or here. That is a story for another time.
We've been driving all day on the Dalton Highway and still have 70 miles to go before refueling and making camp tonight. Coldfoot is the day's destination and is the last gas station before the end of the road in Prudhoe Bay.
We are running the Price is Right rules on what the fuel prices are going to be in Coldfoot, and the highest is $5.76, the lowest is $4.75, because the further north you go, they have to truck all this fuel in up here, and the demand is lower, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, the prices go up, so we'll see what they are. $5.25 was mine, right?
I said $5.64.
I'm saying $6.25.
Oh my gosh. Regular unleaded. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
$5.49.
So who was the closest? I was $5.64.
Yeah, who said that?
I was $5.25.
Mine was $4.95. I was off.
Sweet. Well, I see that next fuel stop is in 240 miles from here, so
Doesn't matter what the price is, we got to get it.
Yep.
Coldfoot, Alaska. It's a neat place, and there's a little story I have for you here. Back in 2013, when we came here on our way up, it was our first series. We were shooting a show for the first time. We had no idea what we were doing, and in here we had, in this restaurant, we had a little come to Jesus moment with the whole team, and I was having a tough time. We had a big discussion for like half an hour, and at the end of this table talk, where we kind of had reckless abandon, we were just kind of saying whatever we needed to say with these other people around, like they weren't even there. This guy stands up and says, "You know what? I don't know what you guys do, but it sounds really important, and you guys should just make sure you always do it. You know, just keep going." My friend over here, he's an actor, and he worked for years and years and years, and it finally paid off. I look over, and there, sitting in all the adventure riding gear, was Sean Bean sitting there, and he had just finished like all the Lord of the Rings and things like that, and he just sat there and went. So from that day on, Coldfoot has always been in my mind about the day that we were told to keep going, even though we were having a tough time. So it's fun to be back. Get some fuel on, keep motoring to the north.
So you got 2 of every cookie, meaning you got 2 types of cookies.
That's all they had.
I was picturing like a pile, a mountain.
They're $2 a piece.
Hey,
you know how much that was?
serious. Here, I'll get the bottom oatmeal.
Back
one.
off. I'll take this bottom oatmeal one.
No.
Stop. I bought them.
Too bad.
You get that one. Wait, and then you can have the bottom snickerdoodle. It's bigger.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Well, then fine. You can take that one. I'll take this one.
No, give it back.
See?
Hey.
Be thankful when I give you stuff.
Pete.
You can have both oatmeals. These things are heaven. Smell it.
Just take it
Smell
back.
it.
Oh,
Choose. No. Give me my big one.
Look, see?
Give me my big one.
Look.
Give me my big one. I'm giving you the bigger snickerdoodle.
I don't want the bigger snickerdoodle.
Yes, you do.
I want the smaller snickerdoodle.
I don't give a muck. I had the bigger.
You took the fun.
Well, then go buy another cookie.
No, you took the fun.
Go buy another 2 cookies.
The reason this road exists is because of the Alaskan pipeline. The pipeline's construction started in 1974 as a solution to transport crude oil from Prudhoe Bay to the northernmost ice-free port in Valdez, Alaska. It took over 3 years to complete the construction of the pipeline, which now transports an average of 42 million gallons of oil per day. The Dalton Highway skirts alongside this winding pipeline from Fairbanks all the way to Prudhoe Bay.
Wow, this is spectacular up here.
I never got to see any of this stuff last time I was up here. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is gorgeous.
It wasn't like this when you went, huh?
No.
Are we coming up to the north slope soon?
Yeah, basically once we crawl out of this pass, we're working our way down.
Wow.
I guess you could say you've just started the north slope.
Well, we've been driving down the north slope here to Dead Horse. We're about 5 miles out. But for like the past hour and 40 minutes or so, we've been going through this tundra, which is as flat or flatter than what Saskatchewan is like, but with this really cool look to it. Obviously an Arctic tundra has its own uniqueness to it, and it's quite incredible. It's a really special place, and I'm getting very excited. You can see a slight slope in this whole flat plain, and it's all leading towards the place we want to go. It's the Arctic Ocean.
Pulling into the town of Dead Horse Point, we look for a place to fill up. We're only a few miles away from our northern destination.
Feels good. Good old Cyrus just checked the box. He's got all of his training hours done. He actually overshot it. 54 hours, 30 minutes. So now it's all just extra credit by the time he gets home. Gas is also not as expensive as I thought it would be. It's only $5.83. I believe when I was here last, it was maybe in $6 or $7 a gallon.
It's pretty exciting that I completed it like a month and a half before I get my actual license, and I did it like the coolest way possible, so I'm really excited about that.
So you have to come inside this well-insulated and shielded building to be able to use your Visa card on the machine to turn each of the pumps, whatever pump you're at, to turn it on. You know the weather is bad when the self-pay is inside.
Trucks ran really well up here. We were using long-range automotive fuel tanks, so we're only having to put on about a half a tank of fuel, which is nice because just top off and make our way back to Coldfoot, where it's a little cheaper. And yeah, got plenty of time and fuel now to play around a bit. And we're going to turn and burn and go get on that van to go see the Arctic Ocean. We have reached Dead Horse Camp. You have to take a van into the Arctic Ocean because this is all a secure area. Last time we were here, we didn't do that. And so this is first for me. It's first for everybody up here. Should be fun.
It's a tradition to not just walk along the Arctic Ocean's shore in Prudhoe Bay, but to, let's say, fully immerse yourself in the experience. This crew doesn't go halfway on anything. And this is, well, no exception. It's time to join the Polar Bear Club.
was it, Pete?
Cold. Fun.
Refreshing? Surprisingly refreshing. You gotta do it if you're here. Come this far, go the whole way.
I really think I was a surprise that the Arctic Ocean is going to be cold or refreshing.
How was it, Cyrus?
Freezing.
Polar Bear Club.
Yeah. You run it.
You want your seat heater, Dan?
Yeah, I definitely want my seat heater. Can't even feel my feet. Can't feel anything.
It's pretty cool to be here again. It was in 2013 that we as a team had stood up here and decided, what if we went to the other end? And Lord almighty, we didn't realize what we were getting into when we decided that, but it was the best adventure ever. From this point up here, it took almost 7 years to be able to shoot 3 more series, finish the one we were on, and then shoot 2 more on our way down to Ushuaia at the very bottom of Argentina. So it's pretty special to be back on the other side with that completed at this point in my life. You wonder what's going to be in the next 10 years. So I'm going to go that way and find out.
Reward comes from hard work, and often along with that, risk, discomfort, and growth. In order to experience moments like these, you know, the ones where you sit back in awe and gratitude, you have to be willing to lean into the risky and the uncomfortable. I really recommend that you do it. Give it a try, and just see what comes from it.
Yeah, being up there above the North Slope is just so memorable and so different from everything else. And I had mentioned it before, but it's like the only way I know of to just freeze time for a while. The rest of the world keeps spinning, but we're on the North Slope with some guys, you know. I enjoy everybody's company, and I'll remember those last couple days for so long. So I just thought it was great.
Yeah, you know, all the places that we've been able to travel, there's no other place that I know of like the North Slope. And it's funny too how so many people say, oh, why would you go up there? There's nothing to see, but there's incredible things to see.
The other thing I was thinking about is that, you know, it's easy to feel kind of tough, like we came here and did it, but I got to remind myself, there's people out here living and working every day of the year to make the world go round, you know. And there's people up here putting their lives in danger every day to make that happen.
Push it. Okay, I'm coming back.
Don't think it got too wet. We packed it away as nice as we could, but instead of the rain, now our main worry is tracking too many mosquitoes in when we climb into bed, so we'll have to be really fast with it.
We make camp tonight in the heart of the Brooks Range, and dinner's on the grill. It looks like we're in for a quiet evening.
Remarkably, we have 3 teenagers that don't eat nearly as much as me. I don't understand. I thought they would be consuming massive amounts of food, but they don't really eat that much. I don't know how they're still alive. Maybe they have food I don't know of. We were just at a gas station, which could be a problem. Maybe that's where they're getting their food from.
First time we've camped near something that wasn't just glacial runoff, super murky and muddy. You can actually see the bottom. It's nice aqua blue. Probably be casting out here shortly. if the bugs don't kill me first.
My uncle George Rohde, the first one to ever take me fly fishing and the one who would always answer my question. He passed away a few years ago, but I still had a handful of flies that he gave me. Man, when I can catch a fish on one, it's just it's pretty special for me.
Dr. John is a fly fisherman, and Tanner, a spinner fisherman. And they're both starting to form a bit of a competitiveness between them.
May the best fishermen win, catching fish that may not exist. We'll see. How long is your fishing rod? Are you compensating for something there? Got the single hook, like they say you gotta do. Well, the fly fishermen nor the spinner fishermen were able to catch anything today.
There are no fish in this river.
No, there's no fish. Zero sign of life. Definitely no fish. To be continued.
Take the bratwurst, wrap them in tin foil, put maple syrup, which in this case we don't have true maple syrup, it's table syrup. It's as good as we got. And then set this by the fire, just let it warm up a little bit and kind of glaze them. And then they're even better. Maple glazed bratwurst, the Canadian way.
Canadians. After the Canadians ruin our brats and possibly creating the worst dinner yet, we pick up where we left off on John's medical lessons around the fire. Hopefully he'll address stomach issues, like the sudden onset of bratwurst syrup dysentery.
We were just having a medical class and Dan was whittling and he cut his finger. So now we get to have a medical class on Dan's finger.
How bad did that hurt? That looked like you hit it pretty solid. No, it's deep. Like oh man. Yeah, it's deep. That was a dumb thing to do. I can't feel anything right now, which, like, this might not be a good thing to show everyone else, but you should definitely look at it. It's a deep one. I can still move it.
Let's do this. Okay, let's go in the trailer.
Yeah.
Table out.
How deep is it?
I don't want to show you how deep it is.
Can you make some clean, sterile water?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Job number one, backcountry medicine, clean water.
Like, I've never cut myself like that while whittling, so you kind of fall into a sense of false security, like, oh, I'm used to it. Then something like this happens.
And he said he's gonna stitch you up.
I am an ER doctor, and you know, I don't have a. We're in Alaska. I can still take care of you. You know, is it okay with you if I take care of you? I mean, you're a minor. We don't even have a way to contact your parents, but I'm assuming that they would give consent. I mean, there's no way to even contact them, you know, and it wouldn't really be right to just leave this open. So
yeah.
Dan has sliced his left hand pointer finger just below the second distal joint. I know that thanks to Dr. John's medical class.
Oh, this is a real medical class.
So it reminds me of like a jungle operation I was a part of at one time, and all the kids looking in the windows.
What we're going to do is we're going to numb up the whole finger. I'm going to put some lidocaine in here and here, and on the back side, and then your whole finger is going to get numb for a couple of hours. Okay. If that's okay with you. Here comes a poke. 1, 2, 3, poke. Hey, Ryan, could we get a little more water just to clean this up with? Rinse it out real well. Yeah.
With Cyrus intensely watching, Dr. John sutures Dan's finger. Perhaps someday Cyrus will choose to follow in Dr. John's footsteps. we're all extremely grateful to have Dr. John and his expertise on this expedition.
We rinse it out pretty well, and you're a young, healthy guy, and so I wouldn't put you on antibiotics or anything like that, but you'll get much better closure here by having it closed like this. Try to keep the hand clean as best you can. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There he is. How's it going?
Good.
How's it feel?
Really good. It doesn't really hurt unless I move it. So, just grabbing things with these two fingers, at least while this is still sore because it just happened. But
We pack up camp and make our way south into the remote interior of Alaska. The interior region of Alaska is sparsely inhabited, with much of its wilderness uninhabitable. With temperatures well below zero in the dark of winter, this wilderness proves to be a challenging climate for humans and wildlife alike. Today, though, the sun warms the peaks of the Alaska Range, and we can't help but to stop and soak it in.
Pretty incredible. It's a special place.
It's insane is that there's nothing out there. I mean, there's no roads, there's no little towns or touristy areas, it's just all wilderness. Massive amount of wilderness.
As the last few rays of the day dip behind the horizon, we reach the west fork of the McLaren River. It appears to be fast and deep, so we'll have to approach the crossing systematically.
You through first, ready to be jerked back out.
Yep.
Raven will be in position to make the jerk.
Pull them back.
I'll be out of the way.
Okay.
Boom.
And then once we get onto the island, we're going to want to have the trailer in the middle. That way Raven could pull the trailer in the truck backwards, or I could hook up to the front and pull them forward.
Yeah.
So we'd have options with the trailer.
Raven will be the last to cross everything.
Doing the usual. Having a tow strap attached, ready to go. We need it. Clone will be in position to go second. That way we have two trucks. Once we cross this one, we'll know a lot more because we can get to the next one, make an assessment before any of the other trucks come through the water.
All right, guys, about ready to cross. Okie dokie, guys, here we go. Nice, it is deep in there, but short.
You roll through nice and smooth.
How do you feel about Raven going through that? You know, it's up over the top of the hood there.
It's so short, there's not even enough time to flood the engine compartment. He's going to bounce right through and keep rolling.
All right, I like your idea of moving Raven up, just so I have something to get me out in the event that this one is more than we expected. We're ready for you when you're ready, John.
Okay, I've got both lockers. I'm in sport and second, and my strap is secure.
With such a solid base underneath, we decide now to have Raven cross next, to be in position to assist me on the next segment.
Forerunner Cologne is locked and ready. Try to bring the trailer with me too.
That'd be good. Good idea. Try to bring that trailer with you. I like that idea.
Now we have a second crossing to tackle.
What are your thoughts? This next one's just fast.
If it's fast and shallow, I think you'll roll it easy. It's the depth that gets a little sketchy.
I copy that.
The second one here is a little faster and deeper. But the bottom here is also solid, so we decide to move the convoy through as is. Just getting the fire built here. Over the ridge there, we can hear the wolves barking and nipping. Pretty cool. This spot is epic. This is one of the best spots I've ever come across. It is probably in the top 2 of camping spots I've ever been at in my life. And I've been here for one night, and ever since I left this place, I've always thought about it, how I didn't sit and think, I wasn't present in the moment when I was here last. I was too busy doing other stuff, making films and things. So it's so good to be back. It feels like a privilege to be back, and I'm gonna soak it up tomorrow. Tonight I'll listen to the wolves howl. We rarely get second chances in life, so when they come around, you better take full advantage. And that's exactly what we plan to do next in the final chapter of The Last Frontier.